So this is for all of my Latinos for Trump, which I will never forgive you for putting this man back in office, especially because your roots, he was never going to pick you. Anyways, so remind me again how you guys were for a person that wanted to get all the people that didn't belong here or came here the wrong way. Why are we trying to fly back white South Africans? Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in some white South Africans. If you don't get the message now, like, you guys are probably the type of people that, like, your ex told you that they needed to focus on themselves and you believe them. Like, that's the type of people that I believe you are, because this man was never going to pick you. He was never for you. And the fact that you fell for the BS is beyond me. This was never about getting criminals out. This was about getting people like them back in and back in control. So, like, that whole rhetoric, it was a lie. I don't know if you've noticed, because you guys have been very quiet. I haven't seen a single Latino for Trump come out and, like, defend their stance, because you have no stance. They want us out. We are the target, okay? And you were complicit in getting this man back into power. But it's fine. Like, we'll have a whole therapy session about it. But, yeah, it's very clear what they're trying to do. And you know what? Like, you can still, like, make amends, but you have to start standing up. Like, you have to start speaking up. Just like you were so loud to defend this man, like, we need you now to step up and get united with us and back our community up and step up, because it's getting more radical out here. And they're only doing it step by step. They were never going to come out like in, like, you know, Star Wars Death Troopers style. No, they were going to do it piece by piece, and it's getting worse. So we need all the help that we can get, and you guys need to make this right.
Call out Donald Trump for being a huge hypocrite. Imagine that. Donald Trump, a hypocrite. Donald Trump, I thought we weren't accepting any refugees from any part of the world. Donald Trump, how is it possible that you gave an order for the State Department to make arrangements to send a plane to South Africa to pick up South African refugees? And Donald, they all look pretty pasty. They all look, you know, definitely of that pasty color. I got to be careful when we talk about colors. And, I mean, I know y'all may not remember, but Crayola used to have that 64 box of every color in the world. And there's only one color in that Crayola box of 64 that Donald Trump seems to like. And any other color in that box of crayons, Donald Trump doesn't seem to like. My Latinos, I want to understand this. Now, he's accepting refugees from South Africa. And who else is from South Africa? Elon Musk? Interesting. But any other refugees from Central America, South America, Latin America, any other Caribbean country, Ukraine, you name it, especially those from south of the border, we're trying to deport them and send them out, reject their TPS, cancel their TPS as fast as we can, even when they're law-abiding people. But South Africans, especially those really pasty ones, that one color in the crayon box of 64, there's one color Donald Trump doesn't seem to have a problem with using that color in that crayon box. You know which one it is. What do you think? What is Donald Trump's favorite Crayola color? We all know what it is. Look at the South Africans. You'll know the answer. So my Latinos, y'all going to keep up this voting in 2026 and 2028? Yep. You going FAFO too? Yep. What do y'all think? Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, my burned out light bulbs, and all my Latinos, all of y'all that voted for Trump. You see how he does you and your people? You weren't in that box of Crayola crayons that he picked out. He just picked out one color that he liked for his favorite color to color with. Kind of the color of paper, most paper. And you didn't fit that, I guess. Love to hear from everybody.
In this video, we take a look at Latinos' reaction towards white South Africans who have been brought into the United States of America. So whereas the mass deportation has been ruled out and a lot of Latinos are being deported from the United States of America, Donald Trump, the president, is bringing in white South Africans into the United States of America. And this has made the Latino community comment on this. So let's watch the following videos as Latinos share their diverse opinions. Some of them are calling out each other for voting for Donald Trump. So let's watch the following videos, then we'll come back here and discuss further about it. But before we watch the videos, if you haven't yet liked this video, kindly like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Let's watch the videos together.
To all the Latinos for Trump, specifically the Mexicans, the Mexican Americans, on this Mother's Day weekend, if you have an undocumented mom, I want you to look her straight in the eyes and tell her Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you for crossing the border and risking your life just so I could be born here, grow up, and be a freaking sellout and vote against you. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. And sorry for voting for a guy that wants you out of this country just because I wanted more money, just because of the economy. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and let's hope you don't get deported.
Sending private planes to pick up 8,000 Caucasian South African refugees when we're kicking people out that are in the middle of their immigration proceedings here in the U.S. now. Literally having people show up for their final steps of their immigration process and having them arrested, detained, and deported. Doesn't make any sense to me unless...
So remember when Trump called Haiti, African nations, and San Salvador shithole countries? Now, I'm quite sure you remember Haiti. And I want to make sure I include all three because as we see, his racism is in full blast. Don't tell me he's not being racist. So let me tell you how the statement even came about. They were talking to Trump about the visa lottery system. And he's upset with the lottery system. He don't want anybody coming from those countries. So he was going on, and the president asked, why should we give Haiti special consideration? And this was his statement. Why do we need more Haitians? Take them out. I'm quite sure you could hear a pin drop in the room. And somebody from the back yelled, because if you do, it will be obvious why. Because his racism. It was in full display. And you know how you know that is racism? Because he said the U.S. should have more people coming from Norway. Norway. He don't have a problem with them migrating over here. One of the whitest countries in the world. So initially he denied the statement. And then on that Friday, he railed on Twitter talking about the Democrats, that they seem intent on having people and drugs pour into the country from the southern border, risking thousands of lives in the process. It is my duty to protect the lives and safety of all Americans. We must build a great wall. Think merit and end lottery and chain. Your wife came in for an Einstein visa. I see nothing that she's intellectual whatsoever. But yeah, this is how you know that it's racism. And I don't see how you can ignore it. Now, it's very easy to recall that he called Haiti a shithole nation, right? That's the headline. But I think it's very important that when you're talking to someone that Trump is racist, that you have the whole story behind you. You know why he said what he said. Put it all together. The racism is loud and clear. You guys have a blessed day.
While this racist-ass administration terrorizes Latinos across America, some who have been here all their life have done the right thing, go to their appointments, to do the right things, and then be arrested at their appointments. And then some who just go to work and live their daily lives day by day, graduate from high school, go to college, not committing criminal acts, working jobs and paying taxes like everybody else. Yet this administration, their racist ass thugs, go and kidnap these people, terrorize their kids, make their kids cry, and then we're going to welcome open arms these people right here. If this ain't all out racism, I don't know what is. Sickening, man. Sickening. And I shouldn't hold no ill will toward these people because it's not their fault. And I really wouldn't have no problem with them coming here if the other side was treated the same way. But this is about what it is. Make America white. And treat Latinos who have worked in this country and paid taxes like shit. But you Latinos for Trump, you're all the biggest fucking embarrassments to your old damn selves. Look at your fucking self in the mirror. Ain't nothing white about you, pendejo. Fuck Donald Trump and fuck his racist ass supporters.
Do you know the important differences between a Mexican migrant worker and a South African migrant worker? Let's talk about it. First, let's talk about where they come from. Did you know that Mexican people had half of their land taken by the United States? I'm amazed that people don't know this, but think of every city in the United States, Southwest, that has a Spanish name. That used to be Mexico. You know how Trump is saying he wants to take Greenland, how he wants to annex Canada? That's essentially what the United States did to much of Mexico. We have California, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, parts of Wyoming. I can't even remember all of them. Sometimes Mexican people like to say, we didn't cross the border crossed us. Now let's talk about where South African people come from. The people who are coming here as migrants were colonizers in South Africa. And during the apartheid system, black people had their citizenship taken away from them, and the country was run by white colonizers. Black people were sent to live in ghettos and Bantustans where they had no legal rights and lived very harsh lives without dignity until there was a revolution and apartheid was overthrown in rather recent history, I think like in the late 80s. Now that white people no longer control South Africa, many of these migrants feel that they want to live somewhere else. And Donald Trump and Elon Musk are here to welcome them. Now let's talk about benefits. You know, like free housing, food, shelter, things like that. Mexican people, Mexican workers, although we see them everywhere, picking our fruits and vegetables, working in restaurants, taking care of our elders, doing construction, doing building, the Mexican laborers have gotten 0 free benefits, 0 free housing, 0 free food stamps, 0 free Section 8, because they have been undocumented workers, working here under the radar, not because they wanted to, but because the rich people didn't want to fix the immigration system so they could pay them cheaper. But they did give many of the day laborers Social Security numbers that were not good for anything but helping them to pay taxes into the system here. So yes, they've been paying into the system but not getting any benefits. Now let's talk about the South Africans. They'll be here under refugee status, so they will be entitled to housing, food support, whatever someone on a low income level is entitled to in the state where they live, they will be entitled to it, and perhaps more. I don't know what the deal is that Donald Trump has set up for them, but they will be like the Venezuelan people that were here. The Venezuelan people also had a protected status. They were here legally because the United States had caused, with sanctions, starvation, and, a humanitarian crisis in the United States' attempts to throw out a so-called socialist government the United States didn't like. So the South African immigrants will get these benefits that MAGA people like to talk a lot about. But understand, the Mexican day laborers, the Mexican migrant workers never received these benefits, but paid into the system. These are just things that, no matter what your opinion on immigration is, that I wish all American people, all United States citizens, I just wish people understood that.
Well, aren't these just the healthiest looking refugees I've ever seen? The most nourished, the most well kept, the cleanest, most well dressed refugees I've ever seen. I've never seen such stunningly healthy, good looking refugees in my life. Thank God America offered them refuge from South Africa. Thank God. They looked like they could not have even stood another day there. Thank God.
¿Por qué están arrestando personas inocentes que solo huyen de una dictadura, de una tiranía asesina comunista?
Tras la detención de la joven cubana Laura de la Caridad González Sánchez, líderes del movimiento anticomunista I-220A expresaron su apoyo.
Como movimiento legal en el estado de la Florida, necesitamos, por favor, que se tomen en cuenta que si no hemos cometido crimen, que tenemos nuestras vidas organizadas, nuestro asilo pendiente, que por favor no tenemos por qué vivir con este terror.
I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote.
Raise your hands, come on.
For Donald Trump. Oh my God, I will vote. Arriba. I will vote for Donald Trump.
I want to thank Los Tres del Habanas. How did I do, Mercy? For their incredible performance.
Nosotros lo hicimos porque nosotros queríamos. A mí nadie me pagó un centavo. A mí nadie me dijo que esto iba a ser beneficioso, ni siquiera que iba a traer.
Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. That's what y'all did. Those people didn't even get paid to do that. Crazy. The wordplay that the GOP specifically used in Florida, especially Miami, on Venezuelans and Cubans is unreal. They told you guys that they're only going after the criminals. You guys are the criminals. When you come to this country illegally, that's the crime. But what you do is you seek asylum because you're saying you're running away from a very bad government. But you still have to get here to seek asylum. And when you seek asylum, you give your name, where you're living, where you're working. That's how this works. So that's what they did. They didn't go around trying to find a bunch of illegal immigrants everywhere because that's difficult to do. Apart from the farms and the construction sites, it's hard to find illegal immigrants in the country. They don't leave a paper trail. But people that seek asylum do. And that's why they went to y'all houses in Miami and picked y'all up because they knew where you were at. Your paperwork wasn't completed. But hey, I will vote for Donald Trump. You voted for your people to get deported because he don't give a shit what you look like. Y'all could look white, you can have the proximity to whiteness, but you are from Cuba and he don't give a shit. So thoughts and deportations. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. Y'all stand 10 toes down in your vote. Don't start bitching now.
Seen some video this weekend of Latinos who voted for Trump crying because now their abuelas and their tios are getting deported.
Right.
I'm having a very hard time mustering up any sympathy for those people.
Yeah.
And look, I'm an immigrant. I know the desperation that it takes to leave your country. Amongst immigrants in particular, there is no doubt that we want anybody who had the opportunity to come to this great country and committed a crime, we want them punished, We want them deported to the fullest extent of the law. But a lot of good, hardworking people who are in our schools, who are our colleagues, who own houses and businesses here, who are the parents of U.S. citizen children, are getting caught up in this. Because it's been reported that ICE offices all over the country have been given a quota. There is no way they meet that quota just with criminal aliens. And let me just say, I think that what he's done with the military, in addition to the legal aspects that may be involved, has a lot to do with a publicity stunt. The point is cruelty. The point is instilling fear. But it's also very costly. A charter DHS flight, it's been reported, is something like $8,500. A military C-130 is $816,000. So each one of those planes is costing us, so that he can have his picture and his photo op, 100 times more what a charter flight would be. And I have been saying for 2 months that people need to get prepared, because he said this was coming and he's living up to that.
Latinos for Trump, specifically Miami Cubans for Trump. Bring your ass, you bitches on my docket today. Y'all are the definition of political pick-me's. You're so eager, like ready, willing, and fucking able to go from one dictator to the fucking next. Now, I know y'all not systematically accustomed to freedom, but trust me, it's a good thing. Now, when it comes to you white presenting Cubans, I can understand, whether it be you naturally look that way or, you got the work done. I can understand your delusion in terms of, having proximity to whiteness and thinking that you're going to get a seat at the table. And while you may get a seat, it is with the expressed understanding that the moment you act familiar, them envelopians gonna put you in your place quick, fast, and in a motherfucking hurry by letting you know that you're simply a guest. But again, you look the part, so I can understand. But it's you Celia Cruz looking motherfuckers that blow me. Have you niggas looked in a fucking mirror? Like, let's keep it a fucking Goya bean in this bitch. The closest you're getting to a seat at the table is looking at that motherfucker through the window while you cutting the grass. Like, it is what the fuck it is. But since y'all think y'all got it like that, let's try a little experiment. When ICE roll up to collect you niggas Elian Gonzalez style, I want you to look them square in the face. And I want you to say these 5 words to them. I know black eye Cuban. And let me know how the fuck it goes. Send me a postcard with Fidel on the fucking front. And when they send you back home, I hope you can't take shit with you but your fucking MAGA merch. As a permanent reminder that the president you voted for is the same president that sent you fucking packing. For decades, we've been trying to give y'all a wake-up call. I bet now you niggas wish you would have.
I don't ever want to hear that Trump isn't racist, because what's happening right now is 1000% about color. He's targeting innocent Latinos and deporting them, tearing families apart, even deporting Americans. He's deported American children with cancer without their medical supplies. On top of that, he's deporting people that are actually in the legal process of becoming Americans. Meanwhile, on Monday, he is welcoming white, keyword white, South Africans into America. He's providing them housing, prepaid phones, weather appropriate clothing, groceries, house furnishings, all while also saying that Latinos are draining the economy. Are you, be so fucking for real. Be so fucking for real, because these are the same Latinos that work multiple jobs. When have you seen a Latino immigrant begging on the street? Oh, wait. Latino immigrants work multiple jobs, don't even qualify for the benefits that he falsely claims that they are abusing. Babe, they can't even get these benefits. They will sell you flowers, wash your car, wash your house, wash the dishes. They do everything. They don't qualify for these benefits. You think if they qualified for these benefits that they would have all these multiple jobs, babe? Oh my God, at this point, I just don't want to hear it. I feel like there's so many people that I know personally that have been gaslighting me, constantly saying, oh, Trump he's not racist, he loves Latinos. Then make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then the ACLU has already reported there has been so many U.S. citizens that have been arrested and detained because they have been racially profiled. Yeah, for the color of their skin and for speaking Spanish. So please, I don't want to fucking hear it. It is about race. It is about color. If you're black and brown in America, you are targeted. And right now they're trying to get rid of habeas corpus, which is going to eliminate your right to resist arrest. So, yeah. For all the Latinos that voted for Trump, babe, it's you or me next at the end of the day. Like, this is about color. This is about preserving whiteness. This has always been that. And, you know, I don't think that we are at a point to, like, blame the people, the Latinos that voted for Trump anymore. I think it's just wake up. Like, there's literally nothing that he's doing that's going to benefit you. Nothing. And I don't think that you need to wait for it to, like, personally affect you for you to wake up. I really beg and implore you to do your own research and just wake up. This isn't right. This is so sad.
I did it. I sure did. I voted for Trump. And I'm Latina, half Mexican, half Guatemalan. And no, that does not mean that I hate Mexicans, Guatemalans, Latinos, Hispanics. That does not mean I hate immigrants, illegal immigrants. What that means is that I'm for a president that is pro-America, that is for making this place better. Because it's a shit that obviously was not working for us. Letting people come in and having taxpayers support them obviously did not make America better. It didn't. Now, does that mean that Trump's gonna make every decision he makes is gonna be great and he's just perfect and he's the best? No. But you know what? If whatever was going on didn't help, well, then we have to try something different. Okay? I'm just confused how, because I voted for Trump, I am no longer a real Latina. I am no longer allowed to eat a taco. I am no longer to listen to certain music or visit Mexico or any of that. You make no sense. It's giving irrational. It's giving a lack of control of your emotions and going and hinged and making all these videos. I don't want to see you at a taco stand. First of all, I don't need to go to a taco stand because I know how to cook. Okay? And I make good tacos. And I'm going to keep eating them. A lot of them. Because they're so good. And just because I voted for Trump doesn't make me less of a Latina. Let's get that right, okay? What it means is what I said. I'm hoping for a better future. Because whatever the hell was going on was definitely not it. It was not helping. Economy, it seems just basura. So, I just don't understand how, if as citizens, we break the law, we have to pay the consequences. We have to pay for every law we break and every crime that we commit. But illegal, not immigrants, illegal immigrants come, commit crimes, get to stay, and most continue to commit crimes. And then on top of it, our taxes, us taxpayers, our taxes help support, feed them. Like, what kind of, that is crazy to me. I have to help support people who came here breaking the rules, disregarding everything that America's standing for, and disregarded the rules. Like, I have to pay for consequences. If I get a ticket, if I commit a crime, I gotta pay for the consequences. How the hell they get a pass? A free pass. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. You don't get to force yourself into someone's home, hurt their people, and then demand, not only expect and want, but demand that they feed you. Like, it just doesn't work that way. Like, it doesn't make sense. We have become so blinded and our vision is just so blurred, and we just allowed ourselves to believe stuff just because we really lack understanding and knowledge. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, because I vote as a Republican, now I'm not a Latina. Newsflash. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, it's never going to change the fact that I'm Hispanic. It is obvious. Soy Latina, okay? And I'm going to keep eating tacos, esquites. I'm going to visit Mexico the right way, the legal way. I'm going to follow the rules. I'm not going to go to Mexico and commit crime, right? I'm not going to go to Mexico and force my way in and just disrespect their country. I'm going to go respectfully, okay? I'm going to be a value if I go, right? My money as a tourist is going to make them money, and, you know, I get to enjoy myself, and, you know, I do things the way they expect me to do it. So we expect the same thing in the same respect. You're going to come over here, you got to come the right way. It's tangible, it's possible. Just saying. Gotta go. I got a few tacos to eat.
Welcome back. So in this video, Latinos share their opinions on white South Africans who have been moved from South Africa to the United States of America. And this is such an ironic situation, a very dicey one, of course, whereas some Latinos are being deported from the United States of America, white South Africans are being brought in from South Africa to the United States of America, and a lot of people are not happy about this. One particular gentleman who is a Latino was calling out the Latinos who voted for Donald Trump. You know that about 61% of Latinos casted their vote in favor of Donald Trump, while Donald Trump's campaign was mass deportation, and majority of these Latinos were affected by this mass deportation. Many other group of people also have been affected heavily by this mass deportation. Meanwhile, Africans who are from South Africa, that is white South Africans, have been brought in to the United States of America because Donald Trump says that they are being oppressed and harassed in South Africa, which is quite not so. What happened in the the South Africa, is that majority of these white colonizers own majority of the farmlands in South Africa. So the government is trying to put things right by absorbing all these land and redistributing it equitably among all people in South Africa. And this does not sit well with some of the white South Africans, and they are crying foul. So Donald Trump promised them that he is going to bring them to the United States of America, and he has fulfilled his promise by bringing some of these Africans to the United States of America. And Latinos are not happy about it, in the sense that they voted heavily for Donald Trump, and now majority of them are being deported from the United States back to their countries. Meanwhile, some of these immigrants who were in their processing period to get legal status in the United States of America were all being deported. Yet, white South Africans in South Africa are being brought into the United States of America, where they are going to enjoy some benefits that even this Latinos and other group of people in the United States at that time did not even enjoy. So this Latino brother is calling out his fellow Latinos who voted for Donald Trump. Let me know what you also think about all these in the comment section below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family on other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click also on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.